Alright, so what's up? What's poppin'? It's AOK, the Area 51 Geek Boy. Welcome to the Geek Boy Podcast. Today I have with me the one and only Loso in the building.
How we doing, guys? How we doing? My name is Carlos VAZQUEZ. I go to school at the University of Bridgeport. I'm officially a senior. And even though I graduated in 2015, I had to take a college year off, to pay off the school. School could be expensive, and I basically had to pay everything myself. So it was a long journey to get here. Oops, but that was kind of cool.
Sounds kind of dope.
It was a long journey to get here, and I'm just appreciative of the fact that I got to meet people along the way. I got to learn some hard lessons. I came here a hothead, but now I can see how level-headed I've become. So it was pretty dope, bro.
Word. So, with that being said, who are you? I myself want to know, but the people also like to know those around you and those who may not know you.
Well, I'm a Haitian, Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx. Basically, I'm an artist, and I just conduct myself musically because it's just a way of expression and a way to seek understanding more of myself through a mental, through an internal and spiritual level. So I'm just one of those people who's very independent and goal-oriented, and I'm just striving to get to the next level. Whatever way that takes me is just, I'm with it for the journey because I understand it's gonna evolve me in some way.
What are the experiences that shaped you, that molded you into the individual and the man that you are at this time and present?
Yeah. A lot of my experiences was like sunlight and then nighttime type experiences where it was just like throughout the sunlight I would meet like a whole bunch of cool people. We would vibe the first day and we would start hanging out, think everything is good. Then when things get a little bit more deep as far as like where we are in our lives, you start understanding that those aren't the type of puzzle pieces that fit into your puzzle. So it's just like you end up starting adjusting simply by who you hang out with from how you see other people. So I was just basically observing how other people were, and I was just like, this is not the type of character that I want to be. So I would just kind of like switch, and along the way I ended up finding like a lot of dope people like you, Sharice, my girlfriend, this girl named Renachi, my boy named Hassan. Like I ended up meeting real dope people, but I had to go through meeting shitty people first because it ended up teaching me what I don't want in a friend, what I don't want in an actual woman, in an actual relationship, who's gonna help me succeed in college and not distract me. Because I went through that a couple years ago where a whole woman distracted me. I couldn't afford to go to school because I was worrying about paying something to someone who didn't even deserve my love. So like I ended up learning a little bit what that was about, but I'm still young, so I'm pretty sure there's more to learn.
Alright. So after reflecting, as a learner, as a man of collecting knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, what are some of the things you observe about how you learn?
Well, there was a lot of teachers who I've been at like a lot of different teachers, so it was like having a whole bunch of different teachers made me realize the type of learning that I actually want to practice. So it was like there was one teacher, it was like for some communication class, I'm so sorry I forgot his name, Professor A though, that's what I would call him, and he would not like accept nobody to come to his class late after it was like a 1:30 class. If you come at 1:31 you're late and you would not be marked like present. So it was like I'm one of those dudes who like don't care what time it is, and I'll just come to class when I come to class. And he actually challenged me to make sure I don't, because I'm like, dang, I really need this class, I have to pass it. So it was like I like certain teachers who teach me how to practice good things that I can actually use outside of the school. So like that's something. Understand, I gotta be at 1:30. All right, I have to be at 1:30. This is important. So it's like it taught me how to prioritize. Other teachers is like I never really had teachers so like lenient. So it was like very convenient where it was like they understood the type of lifestyle that I was living, and they just was like, okay, work on it. We see that you actually work, and I ended up proving that I actually do. So it was like it was cool to have teachers who are very understanding and like conditioned to teach me good things to learn outside of school.
What were educative experiences from school and classes, and were those experiences educated, not so educated, or miseducated?
Well, I would say that since my advisors allows me to kind of like after you take the classes that you have to take, like math, English, and all that stuff, you get to take the classes that you want to take. So like a lot of classes that I chose because I'm a music major, I decided that my minor would be business because I'm going to be an independent artist. I'm going to conduct myself as an independent artist and as a business. So I wanted to develop ideas, I wanted to develop methods and different type of practices that I can put into action while I'm in school so I can have something after I graduate. So it's like I took a lot of business classes, and those business classes were really beneficial. And then I took I'm a music major, so we have to take an instrument. So I'm learning how to play the piano, and then I'm going to school for engineering and teaching. So I would like to basically the experiences that I would like to continue to have is with this one professor. His name is Professor Coogan. He's like my actual piano teacher, and like I don't know, man. Like, he's just one of those dudes. Like, I'm one of those dudes who actually is really slow. Like, I understand. Once I understand, it's like I understand it. But for some reason, like the muscle in my brain is like smoke starts to come out. But then as soon as it starts to run a little bit, then it's like in a nice routine. Like I have the slow start. So he was one of those professors that was really patient with me, and like I really appreciated that because like he taught me a different way to learn, and it wasn't the ideal way because it kind of like made me feel like everyone else was learning a certain way, but for some reason I wasn't at that pace. But then he broke it down where I can keep up. So it wasn't the ideal way, but it was a way that it was like actually sticking to my head, and then actually like it was retainable. Because a lot of things that I learned in class is just for the test, and like after I take the test, that was it. But after I learned with him, I would take the test, but then I would still be using it and practicing it after the test and in real life. So it was like his lessons were more for like the long term. So I appreciated his experiences a lot. And the only bad ones that I would say that I used to have is like the science classes, because like they really make science boring as hell. Like you just have to sit there and copy notes, and you're just like, okay, next PowerPoint, she won't even let me finish copy the notes. Oh, it's on the canvas or whatever. So it's like, why am I in the class if you're just going to not let me take notes and you're talking exactly what's on the PowerPoint? You're not even like making no moves to like, yeah, it's just like that's not the type of classes that I like, because I can't move, I can't stay. It was just like, especially for a music major, so it was like, I don't know. I think those type of classes, they need to find a way to be a little bit more interactive. But I would say my last science, engaging. I would say on my last science class, HIV and epidemics, that was really awesome. I definitely remember laughing that way. That lady was amazing. Professor Zion, I think her name was.
Actually, dope name, and that's good, and that's actually very kind of a healthy class to have. HIV and epidemics with all the craziness going on.
Coronavirus, bro. Like I wash my hands every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Same.
I have an alcohol germ bottle somewhere. After I wash my hands, I rinse my hands and that sterilizing that. But last question for you: what are your social, cultural aspects that influence your education? Anything that made you, make your choices for your classes and what you chose to do, anything around you, people, society?
Well, I came here with one plan, but then it didn't really work out. So I switched the entire plan up, which was to become a music major. My first plan was to become a physician assistant, but I realized how much I didn't like science, and even when I tried, it wasn't working out. So it was like I made that switch my freshman to sophomore year, and that was pretty like rough for me. But after I came with a solid plan, I stuck with it and I grinded it out, and I kept to myself. So like I was being social, I was interacting with people when it's time to have fun, but when it was time to like actually focus on what to do, I was mostly by myself. When it comes to the music, that's the type of culture, I guess you would say, that I would use, because I would inspire, like I would be kind of like rapping off people like J. Cole, a little bit of Drake, some Jake, what's his name, Joel Ortiz, a little bit of Shady, Lil Wayne. Like those are the type of people like I kind of like listen to because how substantial they are with their music. But I'm just looking for like a solid foot in the ground. I'm looking for stability, and I'm looking for to make sure that I have something to offer after I leave school. And so far, it's been working out good, man. I love you guys, and see you guys on the flip side.
All right, that's been Carlos VAZQUEZ, aka Ape Loso. Thank you for coming to the Geek Boy Podcast. I've been your host, the Area 51 Geek Boy, and I'm always geek boy. Peace to y'all. Oh! People around me, I do not know why I feel so lonely. I just got them chilling with the homies. They like my vibes, but I'm pretending no be. Cause they talking shit like where the hoes be. Copping bottles for somebody.